Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our EAFC 24 career mode here with Juventus. We're returning off the back of our crazy matchday 1 Champions League opener against Bayer Leverkusen, which saw us turn out 5-3 victors in an absolute cracker in matchday 1. We've got off to a pretty decent start in the Serie A with 3 wins and a draw from our opening 4 games, and we're going to be diving straight in to some big games in today's episode, kicking off against last season's champions AC Milan away at the San Siro. Forza Juventus. Well guys, big news heading into this game, and I'm sure I'll include it in the little intro, but there's a certain new striker in town for AC Milan. Not only have they got Hayden Hackney in their midfield, they've now signed Dominic Calvert-Lewin, the main man from when we were at Sheffield United, and I must have missed that. It slipped under the radar. I've no idea how much he signed for, but DCL lining up, oh what a ball, lining up for Milan as they look to retain the Serie A title. Wow, I did not see that one coming. Obviously we had this man Hayden Hackney, who came to Milan last year, the same time we joined Juventus, and you know, I'm pretty happy with our Champions League win, but they did pip us to the Serie A title. So Hayden Hackney winning another league winners medal, this time in Italy, and now Dominic Calvert-Lewin has joined him as well and looks to do the same thing as Milan look for back-to-back Serie A. But this Juventus side has been built upon in the summer. Oh, and that's found its way in. And Jules Koundé gives us the lead in what could be an early title decider. And I'd say at the moment, despite Bologna flying out the blocks, it is Juventus who have looked the best in these opening 4/5 match days. And we're looking to make a statement here at the San Siro. Perfect start. Raphael, that's fantastic. So good at that defensive work, and Martinelli fouled. Thankfully gets back to his feet as he did suffer that little knock, and Dusan takes it in his stride. Dusan! What a fantastic goal from Juventus on the break, and we lead 2-0 at the home of last year's champions. Born through the gap. Oh, it's a brilliant layoff to Beltran, surely. Oh my goodness, Diogo Costa. What a double save from our number 1. And that is surely going to do it. Where is that whistle, Mr. Referee? There it is. And it's Juventus who come away from the San Siro with the 2-goal victory. Fantastic result on the road. And we continue our unbeaten start. And what was a really tricky start, we were handed a really bad set of cards with our opening 5 fixtures, and we've come away with 4 wins and a draw. Well, the games don't get any easier for us as we now welcome Napoli, last year's Coppa Italia and Champions League finalists, to the Allianz Stadium. Comes just a few days after that trip to Milan, so bit of fatigue setting in and a couple of changes to the squad. This is where building a whole squad of players is so vital. Forza Juventus. Underway here in Turin, and Napoli had a pretty good start to the season themselves, sat in 4th place. 3 wins, a draw and 1 defeat for them, and they've got such a good squad. It's no real surprise that they made it all the way to the Champions League and Coppa Italia finals, and obviously, you know, we faced them in both of those competitions last season. And as I say, it is a brilliant squad that they've got here. Their starting 11 is filled with quality, and I'm sure they will be looking to be in the title race again this season, as they were last, before falling off towards the end of the campaign. Positive start from us with Dusan testing the keeper, and corners into Gvardio, and Onyedika, who had a bit of a tendency for scoring in the big games last year, having his effort turned away. Martinelli swings the corner in again. It'll come out to Onyedika, who gets it back out to Gabriel Martinelli. Crosses deep, and Klojek rises and gives Juventus the lead. Well, since that early flurry from Juventus which brought the goal, the game has quietened down, and Schlager tries his luck from range and forces Diogo Costa into the first save of the match. Yeah, it's slowed down a little bit as we approach half time, but we haven't been conceding many so far this season, so we'll be feeling pretty confident of seeing this out as Jude Bellingham lets fly and puts it over the top. Osimhen down to Joel Linton, who does well. It's out to Xavi Simons, who was brilliant in that Champions League final off the bench. Simons back to Baena and Joel Linton and Victor Osimhen and Kvaratskhelia and Osimhen again, and a fantastic block by Christian Romero. Bernardo. Oh, that's a fantastic pass. And Prestiani's in. Oh, and he's found the net as well. From a tight angle. And that should be enough for Juventus. The substitutes combine. And Bernardo Silva, what a start it's been to life in Turin. Destiny Udogie is no slouch, so that ball had to be inch perfect. Brings Gianluca into play, and he finds the gap to make it 2. Backer into Xavi Simons. Come on, keep that clean sheet intact. Oh, ref, that's never a foul. Christian Romero booked, and it does look as if Napoli are going to get one back. Maybe he caught Simons first, maybe. He does follow through and get the ball. But it's Victor Osimhen denied by Costa. And it won't matter for anything anyway. Simons with the corner. Headed on and Costa claims. And we will keep, I think, our 5th clean sheet in 6. Or maybe 4 in 6. But it's another clean sheet for Diogo Costa and the boys at the back. And Josko Gvardiol, who was signed to sort of spearhead that back 4, has been fantastic in these opening 6 fixtures. It's another victory for Juventus against one of our rivals for the title, and we march on in the hunt for that Scudetto. Forza Juventus. So it's our bogey team Sassuolo up next away from home. We've had to make quite a few changes for this one as it comes just 3 days after our victory against Napoli. Let's see if we can keep it up in our next game where we've had to make a couple of changes. Forza Juventus. Slow start to the game here as we approach the half an hour mark, and no chances for either side as of yet. And there hasn't really been anything of note. Here we come though with Nilos releasing Bakayoko away down the right hand side, and Bakayoko into the area. Matthews! It only takes one chance. And Harry Matthews back in the starting lineup today and back on the score sheet for Juventus. Well, certainly not the most exciting of games, this one. But at 1-0, Sassuolo still in the game. We had that late flurry towards the end of the first half where we just couldn't quite find the second goal. And I do think if we score the next goal and get ourselves 2 goals ahead, it'll be tough for Sassuolo to get back into it. But all the while it remains at 1, there's still a chance as Costa makes his first real save of the game. Brilliant feat from Harry Matthews, and Nilos Kaya, what a hit. And that will surely seal it now. There is our second goal. And it's those two combining again. Harry Matthews into Nilos Kaya. And it's a fantastic finish. Clips the crossbar on its way in, and that will surely seal all 3 points for Juve. So match day 2 of the Champions League group stage up next as we travel to the Donbass Arena to take on Shakhtar Donetsk. After our crazy group opener against Bayer Leverkusen, we'll be looking to make it 2 wins from 2 in the competition as we look to retain our Champions League trophy that we won last season. Forza Juventus. Chiesa's going to win that back. McKennie wearing the armband tonight. Weston back to Nilos, who offloads to Chiesa. Clever ball in. Plojek, lovely feet. Brilliant turn from Adam Plojek. And Mr. Champions League does it again in the competition that he loves playing in so much. I think he was the top scorer in the competition last year as we went on to win it. Romero, really strong defending, and he brings the ball forward. Christian Romero sends it forward to Nilos Kaya. Get in the box, Christian. No. Okay. Nilos. Back to Fede Chiesa. Love the Trivela shot with Fede Chiesa. With that play style, he so often finds the net, and that is a beautiful strike to double our advantage. That's a good ball, and they're in, and Shakhtar have a goal back. 2-1, game on. Poor defending, Martinelli, and he's got space to run into. And the Brazilians away, and Klojek's in support, and Klojek lets fly, and it's comfortably turned away by the Shakhtar keeper for the corner. McKennie swings that in, and Gvardio attacking it on the run, wanted it more, and the Croatian restores our 2-goal lead with his first goal since joining the club in the summer. Well, there is the whistle here in Donetsk, and Josko Gvardiol's second half header ensures the 3 points for Juventus, who make it 2 wins from 2 in the Champions League group stage as we continue our unbeaten start to the season in all competitions. So our attention returns back to the Serie A as we face Fiorentina before the international break, where a win will see us leapfrog Bologna, who have lost for the first time this season, and sit at the summit heading into that 2-week break. Forza Juventus. Been a really poor start to the season for Fiorentina, who actually sit in the relegation zone after the opening 7 games. And we do have quite a good record against them, and in particular Dusan Vlahovic, who always seems to score against his former club, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Serb notches up another today, as Koundé wins that back and brings the ball forward looking for Dusan. Angles tight, comes back in onto his weaker right foot, but it doesn't matter because he does still find that far corner. And just as I was saying about Dusan Vlahovic's record against his former team, he pops up with the opening goal and looks to send Juventus to the top of the table. Musa, decent effort. Just sort of burst his way through. And the American stinging the palms of Diogo Costa. Still yet to concede from open play, and that's a fantastic block and hooked away just in the nick of time. Now we come away the other way with Matthews into Dusan. Can he finish? Dusan, oh, what a save. Long ball. Koundé does well to win it. Bakayoko. Nice feet. Dusan. Comes in field. Matthews. And Matthews again. It's wide. And we really should have doubled our advantage. Still 1-0 and Fiorentina hanging on in there. Jude. Matthews to Martinelli. And now it's Fabiano Parisi. Great effort. Martinelli blocked. Parisi blocked again. And we can't force the ball over the line for that second. There it is. And we do survive to win by a slender 0-0 to send us to the top of the Serie A table. Turin table toppers as Juventus head into the international break, leapfrogging Bologna. And I think deservedly so, we find ourselves at the top of the table. We've been fantastic in these opening, I think 8 or 9 games. We're unbeaten so far. And we're looking like the real deal heading into the rest of the season. Fantastic result, that. So we'll take a quick look at the table as we reach that first October international break. 7 wins from our opening 8. Just the 1 draw and 1 goal conceded in those 8 games as well. 22 points on the board. Bologna keeping tight with us, just 1 point behind with just 1 loss on the board. But As for the rest of the Serie A, Roma in 4th, but Napoli down in 7th, Lazio 10th, Inter Milan in 11th, both with just 11 points. And last year's winners, AC Milan, 16th in the league with just 2 wins in their opening 8 games. I think we're looking like favourites at the moment. Still, of course, a long way to go and a lot can change, but we really are setting the early pace. Well, we will keep the games rolling as we now travel to take on Parma away in the Serie A, looking to continue our unbeaten start and keep that momentum building. Forza Juventus. De Jong over the top for Martinelli, and that's a good looking ball. And the Brazilian comes infield. Brilliant from Gabriel Martinelli, and what a save to deny him. Should really have finished the move off to give us the lead, but it was a lovely ball out wide by Frankie de Jong. But again, we saw that fast start from Martinelli, but not really had the returns from him since then. Same as this man, Yohan Bakayoko, on the other side. But here he comes, Bakayoko! And that's more like it from Yohan. Scored his first goal of the season at the San Siro and hasn't notched up since then. But gives us an early lead here just after the 10-minute mark. Ooh, Dedic. Ooh, that's risky. And Dedic doesn't get there. And they're in, and it's straight at Costa, who then makes an arse of the follow-up. And Juventus, masters of their own downfall there. Really poor from us, trying to play out from the back. But now here we come with Martinelli. And the Brazilian into Vlahovic. And now Matthews from range. Matthews! And De Jong over the halfway line. Now Dusan sends it out wide to Martinelli. Nice touch inside. And it's back to Frankie de Jong, and that's a brilliant goal on the counter. Started by the Dutchman and finished off by him as well. It's a beautiful goal. And that's the third on the break and the 3 points wrapped up for Juve. Oh, well, that's not a good sign there as Harry Matthews goes down on the centre circle. See, is back up on his feet, but that's not very promising for Matthews, who has had some injury issues. But there is the final whistle, and it's another 3 points for Juventus and another clean sheet as well. We don't look like conceding at all in the league at the moment, and it feels very similar to that final season we have with the Blades, where going into every game I just felt like we were going to keep a clean sheet. We nearly set a Premier League record that season, and we could do the same here with Juventus in the Serie A. Another fantastic performance and another 3 points. So, bad news heading out of that clash against Parma. We see Harry Matthews again go down with that broken toe. He just cannot catch a break. He keeps picking up those little niggly injuries that keep him out for a few months, and it stops him building up momentum. We've got Adam Klojek to step into that role, but so frustrating for Harry Matthews. We probably won't see him again until after the January transfer window, so we may look to recruit somebody to come and step into that midfield role, but for the time being we'll have to make do without. Our attention returns back to the Champions League now as we travel to Belgium to take on KRC Genk in matchday 3 of the Champions League. Forza Juventus. Game's been pretty quiet so far. Corners swung in. Nilos does well to get something on it, and Martinelli will bring it away. Does well, the Brazilian. Nice ball control, and look at the run down the left-hand side of Carlo, but it'll come back to Martinelli. Finds Klojek, who hits it first time. Oh, McKennie nicks it, and Nilos was onside. Nilos Kaya. Oh, he's missed it. I don't believe it. Well, how often do you see Nilos Kaya miss a chance like that? Not very often is the answer. McKennie did brilliantly to win it back, and Nilos somehow couldn't find the finish. Langer with the corner. Diomande carrying that knock. Does well to win the header. Still alive for Genk though. Oh, and someone's gone down off the ball. Nothing given, and Genk take the lead. Don't know if you just see Carlo goes down off the ball. Not sure if it was a foul or just a coming together. Costa tried to close the angle. Dalot does well to intercept. Now we look to get it forward. Plojek. And Duranville away down the right. Go on, Julian. Julian Duranville in behind. Nilos with him, and Nilos will tap it home. Couldn't miss that one. And Nilos gets us back on level terms with just under 10 to play. Will there be a winner here in Belgium? And that's intercepted. And it will end here in Belgium. Genk 1, Juventus 1. And fair play to the Belgians. They were superb tonight. Played some brilliant football. And are more than worthy of their position in Group A of the Champions League. A reasonable point for Juventus, which should keep us as front runners in the group, but Genk also remain unbeaten as we will face off once again in match day 4. Really enjoyable game, that one. So more bad news as Diomande joins Matthews on the injury list, also with that 3-month broken toe injury. So we're a little bit short in that attacking midfield spot. So Gabriel Collins comes in for his first start of the season as we host Monza at the Allianz Stadium. Forza Juventus. So of course we have this crazy record against Monza in this save. We beat them home and away in the league last year, including that 7-0 victory away at their place. We also beat them in, I think it was the quarterfinals of the Coppa Italia last campaign as well. So yeah, we certainly love playing these boys. And Bakayoko, good opportunity. Corner's deep, dangerous looking ball, and Monza take the lead. And we've only conceded now 2 goals in the Serie A this season. One, a direct free kick against Udinese, and now from a set-piece corner as Kurt Zuma, the Monza captain, heads in the opener. I'm pretty confident we will score goals today as Duzan looked to dink it over Vicario. And I feel like we're getting a lot of chances to get out their back four. Just need to take a couple of these and get some goals on the board. Gabriel releases Josko Gvardiol. What a hit. Brings in Gabriel and now De Jong. And Frankie De Jong driving into the area. Collins back to Duzan. And Bakayoko turned away by Vicario. Well, second half underway, and despite us getting back into the game and being tied at 1 apiece, I really do think if we don't win this game, it's a big opportunity missed, because this Monza team are not very good at the back. There's so many chances for us. If we can just play that final ball or get the shot away, we will score goals today. Just need to create that one big opportunity as Gvardiol doesn't win the ball back, and now the shot comes in and Costa is forced into the save down the other end. This could go either way. This corner into the near, flicked on, and Costa again is there to prevent it from finding the back of the net. Duzan over the top for Dedic. Did he hold his run? He did. And now Bakayoko. And now Duzan. Let's fly. And Vicario's equal to it. End-to-end stuff this. De Jong will swing the corner in looking for Duzan. Comes out to Gvardiol, who's looking for his second of the game. And still it's alive. Bakayoko. Can he get away from Kurt Zuma? Pegs it back for Prestiani, and again Vicario is there. And Gabriel dispossessed. And now we could be in trouble. Could be in big trouble. And Sanko's in, and Costa makes the save. End-to-end game this. Gabriel to Duzan. Looks over the top for Bakayoko. Good hold up from him. Brings in Duzan and Jude. And now Koundé, who's joined the attack. And Jude. And Prestiani. And Gabriel. It drops in. And Gabriel Collins with his first start of the season looks to have won it for Juventus. Took a big chunk of the defender. Wrong-footed Vicario and just drops over the line. Prestiani did well, but it's so lucky. I think Gabriel's going to claim it. And it looks as if Juventus will be claiming all 3 points. So we'll play 2 more to close out today's episode, starting off with Lecce away from home before we face Bologna in a huge battle of the top 2. Really looking forward to that one to close out today's episode, but we need to make sure we pick up 3 points here beforehand. Forza Juventus. So really looking forward to that Bologna game to close out the episode, as it's a big one at the top. Oh, hang on, Jude Bellingham, fantastic start here away from home. And I was just going to say, we need to make sure we win this one to keep our unbeaten streak going and keep up the momentum heading into that game against Bologna. Martinelli will swing the corner in. It's into Gvardiol, who gets his 3rd goal of the episode. Josko Gvardiol is like Midas at the moment. Everything he touches is turning to goals. Bellingham into Klojek. Nilos on the run ahead of him. And Nilos in behind. Can he finish? It's a brilliant block. Nilos still looks to reverse it for Martinelli. Klojek! Special finish that from Adam Klojek. With the weak foot overhead kick, Nilos did well to keep it alive, and it's a brilliant strike into the corner to make it 3. Game over. Given away by Romero. Be a bit of trouble here. Flag stays down, and Lecce have their goal. And it's the first one that we've conceded from open play, and it comes from a mistake at the back. Ball given away by Romero, and Lecce have their goal. Well, it is full time here, and we do get the victory. Pretty poor second half, although to be honest, I just took my foot off the gas knowing that we have that big game against Bologna in just a few days' time. Annoyingly, didn't keep the clean sheet and gave that poor goal away, which does mean that our run of clean sheets is over. But an important 3 points nonetheless, and it keeps our form up heading into that big clash against Bologna next. So, massive final game of the episode as we take on Bologna. Both of us way out ahead at the moment. We sit 1 point clear heading into this massive early 6-pointer. Whoever wins today could go on to build momentum heading into the rest of the season. So this is a huge, huge game to close out today's episode. Forza Juventus. So, underway here in Turin. I'm really looking forward to this one. It's a massive, massive game. If we win, we will pull away at the top of the Serie A and move 4 points clear of Bologna. However, if our visitors come away with all 3 points, they will leapfrog us and go 2 points clear at the top. Klojek. Back to Jude Bellingham. Good run off the blind side of Kamara. Jude. And Duzan linking up, and Duzan trying his luck. It's off the post, and Martinelli can't get there on the rebound, and that will do it for the first half of play here in Turin. Still deadlocked at 0-0. Now Kamara, they look to build. Oh, David spins, and Costa a little bit unorthodox. Jude can bring it the other way, and Bellingham with Bakayoko wide right. Bakayoko looking to bend one. Oh my goodness. 10 to play here. Fabiano finds Martinelli, and Duzan's at the near post. Duzan! And there is the whistle. And in typical fashion, the game of the top 2 ends in a 0-0 draw. But there were chances for either side. Costa made a couple of good saves to deny Jonathan David. Duzan came the closest at the end of that first half, hitting the upright, but neither team could find a way through, and it ends in Turin. Juventus 0, Bologna 0. Alrighty then guys, that is where we will leave it for today's episode. Loads of games squeezed in today, so if you have enjoyed, please do smash a like on the video. We'll be back in the next episode to make it to the end of the calendar year, as we'll play through the rest of November and December as we look to continue our march to the Serie A. We remain 1 point clear of Bologna, who are keeping pace with us at the top, and it looks like it may just be a 2-horse race for the Serie A. I'll catch you in the next episode very soon, guys, and peace.